I suppose about 10 years ago, maybe slightly longer, foxes who had lived on the outskirts of the city and always existed in the traditional way by hunting for their food, suddenly woke up to the fact that life would be a lot easier for them if they moved into the city and just got their food from scavenging and raiding people's dustbins. And this they have done with more and more success, to the point where there are now believed to be around 10,000 of them living in London. There are plenty of places for them to live. They live in the London parks very, very comfortably. And there are endless opportunities for them to go and raid people's dustbins. And I found myself thinking, what would happen if these foxes were carrying a dangerous disease and the government had to get rid of them? How would you go about that? And for most people, the obvious answer would be you call in the army, you call in marksmen, you shoot them. But foxes are very, very cunning creatures. They know how to keep a low profile. And because I grew up in Ireland, in the countryside, where people were very, very interested in fox hunting in the traditional way with horses and hounds, I thought, well, actually, maybe that would be the way to go about it, to bring the horses and hounds and huntsmen into the city and have them in charge of the cull. And so my book envisages a series of urban hunts. There's the Hyde Park hunt, the Holland Park hunt, and so on. So that is one strand of the narrative. But the fox is also a metaphor for rascally politicians. So there are three villains of the piece, but the main villain is the British Prime Minister, who sees the spread of this dangerous disease and the need to crack down on foxes as an excuse for bringing in the ultimate in surveillance technology, which is going to allow him to keep tabs on all the citizens of the country without them realizing it. And this technology has been developed in secret by the Chinese. He gets to hear of it and he decides, I want this technology, I want it in Britain. And therefore he does a dirty deal with the Chinese government to acquire it. But fortunately, there is a British academic, a biochemist working in Beijing, who stumbles upon this plot and acquires evidence of it, and then has to get back from Beijing to England to alert the country of what's happening. And a long chase ensues with him being pursued by various different people. So there are quite a few different strands to the plot. I have to confess there were moments when I didn't see how they were ever possibly going to come together, but I think in the end they have.